Britain is known for its incredible crime TV shows, but there are some underrated titles that everyone should watch. Some of the best TV shows of all time are British crime dramas, including the likes of Sherlock, Broadchurch, and Luther. However, many of the UK's most powerful and compelling crime TV shows flew under the radar, and are therefore relatively unknown in other countries across the world. What constitutes a crime show is a little more flexible on British TV. While there are a lot of underrated procedural TV shows, with law enforcement at the forefront of the story, there are others that follow a crime-related mystery, but someone outside of the police takes the reins. In fact, there are some brilliant titles that focus on the criminals, instead. These British crime TV shows are massively underrated, and if you've never seen them before, you absolutely should check them out. 6. Deadwater Fell. 1 season, 2020. Tom Kendrick in Deadwater Fell is one of David Tennant's best TV characters, and while many audiences will be familiar with his other crime show, Broadchurch, this miniseries is one of his more underrated projects. The 4-part drama focuses on Tennant as the local doctor in the small Scottish village of Kirkdarroch, who goes through the painful loss of his wife and 3 children after a house fire. As the sole survivor of the fire, Tom struggles to prove he didn't drug his family or cause their deaths. The police investigation motivates the story of Deadwater Fell, but there is so much more to learn than just what happened to Kate Kendrick and her kids. With drama surrounding extramarital affairs, police tampering, and the shattering of a local community, there's plenty to sink your teeth into with Deadwater Fell. It's astonishing so much happens in just 4 episodes, but it's a miniseries that will leave audiences wanting more after Hustle. 8 seasons, 2004 to 2012. Ash, Sean, Mickey, Emma, and Albert walking by the River Thames in smart clothing in Hustle. Hustle is a fantastically underrated British crime drama. The show follows a group of con artists, the best of the very best, who all work the long con. The cast of Hustle features legends like Adrian Lester as Michael, Mickey Bricks Stone, Robert Glenister as Ash, 3 Socks of Morgan, and the man from UNCLE star Robert Vaughan as Albert Stroller, who run intricate schemes with the rest of the gang in order to con the rich out of thousands, even millions. They are joined by several other con artists, with a rotating cast depending on the season. In every episode, the gang picks a new mark and enacts a complex confidence trick on them. The level of detail in Hustle's explanation of how everything is carried out is similar to the likes of Sherlock, and it's nothing short of brilliant. While the police frequently pop up in Hustle, the group of con artists is the main focus throughout, and it's both hilarious and intriguing to see how they get away with their crimes in each episode, especially when things get dangerous and the stakes are raised. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. 1 season, 2024 present. Pippa Fitzamo by Emma Myers, looking at Naomi's computer in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 1, Episode 4. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is a spectacular mystery crime TV show, and is an adaptation of Holly Jackson's best-selling 2019 novel of the same name, the first in the series. When teenage Pip is unhappy with an investigation into a local schoolgirl's murder, she takes her ongoing EPQ project and refocuses it on the topic. As Pip prepares for university, she throws herself headfirst into the enigma of Andy Bell's disappearance and death, in a compelling story that draws in audiences within minutes of the first episode. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder's shocking twists are absolutely riveting, and as Pip discovers other various scandals during her investigation, tensions rise. The enthralling mystery behind Andy's brutal demise is the most important part of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but with each episode, viewers realize that a lot of the other characters aren't as innocent as they seem, too. With A Good Girl's Guide to Murder Season 2 on the way, it's well worth checking out Season 1 now in preparation. Ridley, not to be confused with the Andrew Scott Netflix show, Ripley, is an underrated recent detective TV show many are unfamiliar with. It follows Adrian Dunbar as the titular character, a retired DI-turned-police consultant who is pulled back into work after losing his wife and daughter in a fire. Alongside him is Brona War as Carol Farman, Ridley's former protégé who follows in his footsteps as a detective inspector. What's different about Ridley, however, is that there isn't just a focus on the police side of things. Viewers are treated to Dunbar's singing talents, as Ridley performs at the nightclub belonging to his late wife's best friend at the end of each episode. Ridley jumps back and forth between the investigation at hand and expanding upon the titular character's backstory, which makes for an interesting narrative throughout. The 2 installments were a massive hit in the UK, and while there is yet to be any confirmation of a potential Ridley Season 3, there are high hopes the show will return to screens in the near future. The Fall. 3 seasons, 2013 to 2016. While The Fall is gaining some international appeal, it's not enough, and the show deserves a lot more appreciation. The Fall is a British-Irish crime drama that stars the X-Files actress Gillian Anderson as Detective Superintendent Stella Gibson, an officer who reviews past investigations. With a serial killer on the prowl in Belfast, Stella works with her colleagues to try to capture the crazed murderer. However, there's plenty of red tape issues and complications that get in the way of Stella's attempts to seek justice. Anderson's rapport with Jamie Dornan as serial killer Peter Paul Spector is especially fantastic, and every scene they share is full of high-paced tension and excitement. The show is frequently praised for its character development and brilliantly paced story, and although The Fall has its occasional flaws, it's generally a thrilling watch. While there is hope that the fall season 4 will eventually happen someday, in the meantime, there are 3 full installments to stream: Jonathan Creek. 5 seasons, 1997 to 2016. Alan Davies as Jonathan and Julia Sawalha as Carla Borrego, looking confused and staring off as they stand in front of a building with a broken window in Jonathan Creek. Jonathan Creek is a great watch for those who love Sherlock and other investigative TV shows. The show follows Alan Davies as the titular character, who not only uses his prowess to solve strange mysteries, but also works as an illusion designer for a stage magician. Like a lot of these shows, Creek is joined by a trusty counterpart, such as Caroline Quentin's Maddie Magellan or Julia Sawalha's Carla Borrego. What's particularly unique about Jonathan Creek, though, is that while it is a crime drama, it also has elements of the supernatural, which are heavily involved in Creek's investigations. There are lots of comical moments in Jonathan Creek, too, and while there is always an underlying tension in each episode, the show doesn't forget to be light-hearted when it needs to be. The titular character is an impressive genius, but stands out from other typical characters inspired by Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes by being comedic, heroic, and quirky all in one go. Creek uses his